yours and half his, do you think that just automatically, because of these 9 months that you're talking about, that the mother should be given the child and the father should have visitation because of these special 9 months when your body carried the child? You think you should get an advantage because of these 9 months you kept mentioning?
Yes.
You don't have to answer that question.
I'll answer the question. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth!
Well, this one kind of hit home because, like, that's not far away from me. It was like 45 minutes away from me where it happened. And I think, honestly, it is, like, I was thinking it was the law as well, because I remember when I went through my legal situation with my son's father and how hard it was, like, to go through it. We ended up going for like a year and a half, and we started when my son was only 3 weeks old. And it took that long for it to go through the whole cycle. The longer it plays out, the more it strains you. And I feel like some of it may be like punishing you in a sense to, like, you know, you should be able to solve it and just come together and then file the paperwork saying like, oh, this is our agreement, more than like letting the courts decide the agreement. I felt like I was being punished in like the Montgomery County courts ultimately.
Why did you feel like you were being punished?
Well, I felt like I was being punished because like they scrutinized everything about me. Like I had to bring my report card because I was like fresh out of high school. I had to bring my report card to prove that I was a good student. Like the court ordered me to bring that to prove that I was a good person for my son. I had to
Wait. You had a child, and was this like a divorce?
It wasn't even a divorce. We never lived together. We never.
Okay. You know, so you never lived together. And he was fighting for custody? He was fighting
custody against me.
And you had to bring your report card?
I was ordered to bring my report card because I had graduated that June. And because I had given the background story of like, I've graduated I went through the whole school system. Like I'm a good person. We and him just really want like visit. We want to
fair use. Attorney. I don't want no smoke.
Because we don't get along, and there's been physical domestic violence situations where he's brought people trying to attack me or like show up at my house, different situations of that nature. So they were like, oh, we need proof that you actually went to the school. So I had to bring my diploma and my report card to prove that I was.
So them asking you to prove that you had graduated, you felt like that was an unfair level of scrutiny?
I felt, well, because I thought it was unfair level of scrutiny because it was some of the things that happened for me didn't apply to him. Some of the things that I had to provide proof, since I was the primary person who had the child, he didn't have to provide, like he didn't have to go back to PG to go get his documents. He didn't have to prove where you lived, your routine, what was the schedule that you had. Like there was so much things that I had to figure out and do. And I felt like overall, I was punished because I didn't want to settle it with the way they wanted me to with him, with me having every other week with my child. And my child's only 6 weeks old, 7 weeks old.
Bay Area.
Okay, so you're saying that the courts wanted you to do like every other week. So the courts wanted you to do 50-50.
Yeah,
you didn't want. Okay, yes. But you didn't want to do 50-50. You wanted. No. Okay, and you felt like because the courts wanted 50-50, and you didn't want 50-50. You wanted to with your child. You felt like you were punished.
Yes, I do feel like I was punished overall because it felt like I had to fight harder to prove like in a sense like disprove what he says about me, but also to push that I'm the best person. I'm the best person. I'm the best person. And I think that's really hard.
Let me jump in for a second. Why should you not have to prove that you are the best person, right? I assume that it's just your child. Half of your DNA is in this child, right?
Yes.
But half of his DNA is in this child, right?
Yes.
Half of your chromosomes, half of his chromosomes. Why should you not have to prove that you are the best parent if you want this child to live with you the majority of the time? Mm-hmm. Why shouldn't you prove that? Why is that not rational to say, hey, you need to prove this stuff?
Right.
I think it's so rational because for 9 months, I was the person that took care of the child. I provided my body for this child.
When you say wait, hold up now. When you say the 9 months, are you talking about the 9-month pregnancy when the child was inside of you?
Like I provided that, like, because I chose to have this child. I chose to take care of this child. I did not want
listening to this.
I did not really want to be with this person anymore. I wanted my child and I wanted to move forward with my life.
Listen to this shit.
And the fact of the matter is that I took off work to take care of this child. Be it going to the doctor's appointments, all the necessary things. The child came out healthy, came out full term, all these things. I did all of the things I needed to do. The proof is in the pudding with the child. It isn't like I had a record of, you were a bad person, you had these type of records or anything like that. So I'm saying, like, sometimes it feels like you're always having to fight harder. And then also, I think for me in this situation, I feel really bad for the guy, because I could only imagine.
Wait.
I just want y'all to answer.
What I do, like,
you feel bad.
No, literally. Can you let me finish? I just wanted to make sure.
But you're contradicting yourself, so I just want to make sure that everybody's following what you're talking about.
Okay.
Right? Because I want to hear what you have to say, but there are 4,000 people in here, so we need to kind of figure out what you're talking about.
Okay.
You're saying if the child is half of yours and half his, do you think that just automatically, because of these 9 months that you're talking about, that the mother should be given the child and the father should have visitation because of these special 9 months when your body carried the child? You think you should get an advantage because of these 9 months you kept mentioning?
Yes, I do believe that there should be an advantage for that. I do.
Damn.
Because at the end of the day, if he wanted to be a part of those moments, he could have came to those doctor appointments just as much as I did. Mm-hmm. He could have been a part of those things. So I just feel like you can't give me my credit for what I do, when the other person is absent during those time periods. And then when the child's born, wants to jump back in and try and get involved. No, that's not right. Wow. It's not fair every day.
Yeah. What ended up happening with your case? Did he end up getting 50-50 or did he end up getting so you ended up winning, right?
I ended up winning.
So you ended up winning by showing your damn report card and your...
It was more things than that. That was the first instance, but
let me just back up here. Why do you think it is that because mothers' bodies naturally carry children for 9 months? Why do you think that because of mothers carrying these children for 9 months, they should automatically be given custody and fathers should automatically be given visitation?
Well, I like I said before, it's about the involvement. If you want to be
you said it was about the 9 months.
Right. It's the 9 months, but I did say that if you wanted to be involved, he could have went to these appointments. He could have been involved in these things. And then also the purpose of the thing, like I'm a bad person. I don't go to my, if I'm a bad mother, you're not going to go to your doctor's appointments when you're supposed to. You're not going to seek prenatal care. You're not, and then also the child may come out with disabilities that are preventable. So, or issues if you're in abusive situations, drugs, all those things come out in the child. So I feel like if you're able to produce a healthy child, you are able to follow suit and have a record proving that, hey, because there's a chart that you follow. Hey, every 4 weeks, every 3 weeks, every 2 weeks, every week, you're here at the doctor's office doing what you're supposed to do, eating what you're supposed to eat, putting everything forth right for your child, taking these special tests because you have to pay for those, all these different exams and everything out of pocket, and plus having insurance, and plus providing for yourself. I think that shows that you have stability overall. It's not because if someone wants to be a part of it, they'll make a way to be a part of it. If they don't want to, then again, for him, he didn't show up for those appointments when those were provided to him at that point. And then to show up at the end and be like, oh, I'm on 50-50. Where were you during that entire time?
Who's beeping is that? Is that you beeping? Or somebody beeping? I don't know. All right. How old were you when you had this child?
I was 18.
All right. So you were 18, right? So you mentioned about providing for yourself and doing all of this. Were you providing for yourself or did you have insurance? Who was paying all of these bills for you at 18?
I was working at a realtor, a big warehouse shop from the time I was 16, and I had worked my way up to supervisory.
You was what?
So I was making a nice amount of money. I had a nice place that I rented a basement. So I had enough, things going for me in that right direction. And I was also enrolled in school. So I feel like I was doing the right things. I was moving myself forward. I had a trajectory of where I was pursuing,
and
still
And so you were upset that he would not attend these prenatal visits with you. But then once the baby was born healthy, he wanted 50-50 custody. But you felt like that was unfair because he did not go to the prenatal visits with you.
I
feel it's unfair. I feel it's unfair.
So let's just kind of push this out to other people now, because if you feel it's unfair to you, it would be unfair to everybody else. Should there be a rule that fathers who do not go to the prenatal visits do not get 50-50 custody?
Yes, because if you're saying that, especially with times now, which you're saying life starts at conception, they should be a part of that life. They should be a part of those steps. They should be a part. They should be held responsible for all of those things as well. Not just not just at the end when the child comes out and now you're like, oh, well, I'm going to take 50-50. No, I've put in work on this. I've taken sick leave.
Okay, I'm tired of hearing it. I'm tired. Lead attorney, I tried to listen to the whole thing. It's about 3 minutes left. I'm not. Okay, I heard it. I heard enough. Let's get into this shit. First of all, salute to everybody in the chat. I need y'all to automatically open your ears. I'm about to say some shit. I'm about to piss some people off. I don't care. My allergies are acting up. I don't give a fuck. I got my apples. I got my water. I'm going in. Check this out. There are a lot of parents. I'm not going to put this just on women, but there are a lot of custodial parents that are receiving child tax credit money, tax return money, hell, food stamps. Your child is in daycare 5 days a week. You really only got your child on Saturday and Sunday. Let's just be real. You really only got your child on a full day, Saturday and Sunday, and you still complaining, talking about the other parent is a deadbeat. I'm about to piss somebody off. You are a motherfucking clown. You bitter because that man or that woman did not want to be with you. So you're making up every fucking excuse in the book. You're throwing every single thing, every syllable, verb, noun, pronoun, adjective. You throwing everything at the other parent because you mad they didn't want to be with your dirty ass. Take a sip of water. Take a sip of water. This shit is about to be hot. You mad because the other parent done got a new wife, done got a new husband, done got a new life, done got a new job, done got a new situation, done moved on and leveled up, and you mad. It ain't about the baby. I notice a lot of times when people talk about deadbeat parents and they talk about the other parent, it's never really about the child. It's all about their feelings. It's about their feelings, how they feel about the other parent. Not that the other parent really did no fuck shit. It's how I feel about the other parent. And if you listen long enough, the feelings start to use feelings as facts. Well, if you wasn't there during a prenatal situation, then you shouldn't be there. Shut the fuck up. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have a baby, can I do this again? Can I do it slow for the slow people in the back? If you have a baby growing inside your body, first of all, your body needs to be healthy. You still need to be exercising, eating right, making sure that, you know what I'm saying, you're mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you're fit, right? Just before the baby gets there. But once the baby get into your womb, now it's you still protecting yourself, but you also are nurturing your womb to make sure that child has the room, has the enough nutrition, enough love. Yes, love. I say love. You see what I'm saying? Inside your womb. Here's the thought process. It would be great to have both parents involved. Both parents involved. Hey, you know, I used to read books to my child when she was in, my children when they was in their belly, play music, classical music and stuff like that. But if the father is not around, the person that is carrying the child has the responsibility, has the culpability. You're saying that you mad that you had to do that because you picked a motherfucker that did not want to be in your life. This is the issue. The issue is that when you have people screaming about the other parent, the non-custodial parent, the parent without the child, that you can be a deadbeat parent and still have the child. Oof, God damn, let me let that breathe. Let me let that breathe for a minute. Somebody gonna get mad at this one. They gonna click off of this one. This ain't, they gonna click off of this one. Hey, they gonna click off of this one. You can be a deadbeat parent and still have the child. Just because the child is with you don't mean that you're showing that child how to be a man or how to be a woman. Don't mean you have a nurturing spirit or a nurturing environment. God damn, boy, you preaching now. You preaching that, boy. Don't mean you're showing that child love and support. What it means is that physically, oh shit, God damn, high five. Physically, you have that child there. But that don't mean you're developing that child mentally. You ignore that child. You mad that the child looks like the dad. You mad that the child looks like the mom. So you're really abusing that child verbally, some physically. But the fact of the matter is, just because you have the child with you, don't mean you're the best parent. Oh shit. Now you might have automatically got awarded the child, but you never proved you was the best parent. You the parent online talking about the other parent. You're the parent that's going to badmouth the other parent. You're the parent that's going to go, let me go to the church, let me go to the job, let me go to people in the community, let me go over here. Anything I can do and say that's negative against the other parent. But this is the issue. Social media is a motherfucker. Come on up in here. Come and get it. Come and get it. You worked so hard to disrespect, downgrade, disintegrate the other parent's character that now your children grow up. Social media is good because everybody has access to it. So your children have access to you promoting negativity about the mom or about the dad. And you think some type of way as a custodial parent that makes you look good. Hold on. Call the lead attorney. I'm going in. Call the lead attorney. I'm going in. You think by bad mouthing the other parent for some reason that predicates on you being the good parent. Okay, good parent. Well, your child is failing in school. Your child has emotional and mental issues. Hell, we talked about, the lady just talked about, well, it's a testament of my worth and my value because the child came out with no issues. Well, what happens? See, this is the issue with that statement. The issue is what happens when the child comes out and they have some type of disability. What if they come out and they have some type of disability? Because the thing about it is, what I notice is, instead of parents trying to place the blame, why not just raise a child? This is a different type of message. This is a different type of message. Instead of parents trying to point the finger, why not just raise the child? Instead of it's your fault. You know what I noticed? I noticed, and this is what I don't like. Parents who sit around and be like, you know, when the child does something bad, they be like, oh, they got that from their mama. They got that from their daddy. How the fuck? I can see if you say their looks and shit, But my thought process is, if a child does bad in school, how do you equate that to getting that from the other parent? How do you do that? How do you say it's your fault? It's their fault. But when they do something positive, then you take the praise for it. Oh, my child made honor roll. They get that from me. You ain't studied with your child. You ain't read no books with your child. You don't do nothing positive with your child. Hell, you barely even talk to your child other than take out the trash and wash the dishes and do the laundry and sweep the floor. You barely even talk to your child, but your child took some type of initiative in school to learn. They make the honor roll, and as the parent, you start cheerleading and start advocating to the other parent how you the best parent because your child on the honor roll. But you didn't help your child get on the honor roll. Can I talk to somebody? Can I talk to somebody? Reggie, hold on. Let me go somewhere with this. The issue is that we have too many emotional ass parents. I'm not just talking about men and women. I'm talking about men and women, but I'm talking about people in general. We have too many emotional ass, childlike parents that use their children as pawns in some type of fucked up game. On behalf of every fucking child in the world, I'm going to tell the parents right now what they're thinking because they may not be brave enough to say it. Fuck you. I'm about to piss somebody off. I said what I said. Fuck you. You are toxic. You are narcissist. You are a detriment. You do not do anything worthwhile as a fucking parent. Some of you all are online parents. Look at me going to get ice cream for my kid. Look at me buying a pair of shoelaces for my kid. Look at me helping my child fix the bed. You're online parents. And as soon as the camera stops, you stop. Somebody has to be around for you to hug your child. Somebody has to be around for you to tell your child that you love them, that your child is the best. You're the number one star in my eye. You're online parents. You make sure that everybody knows what you're doing in your household for your child because, one, you need that praise, that validation, that appreciation, that affirmation. You need somebody to tell you, you number one. Whatever you doing, whoa, shit, you a single parent. Oh, well, let me get into that shit real quick. How the fuck you a single parent? And your child is at your grandma's house, your mother's house every day. Your daddy house every day. Your sister house every day. Your brother house every day. Your friend house every day. Hell, it's a village raising your child, not just you. Fuck the single parent badge. You need a badge to say, it takes a village. Because it ain't just you. And so you get in trouble for impersonating the law. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. There's a law. Drink some water. Don't backwash. Drink some water. Don't backwash. And so you get in trouble for impersonating an officer. Well, you should get in trouble for impersonating a parent. I'm a single parent. Wear it with pride. Single parent. Single parent. Monday, child at grandma's house. Tuesday, child at your homeboy house. Wednesday, child at daycare. Thursday, child at the grandpa house. Right? Friday, child at the best friend house. Sunday, Saturday, might have the child, might not. You are a part-time parent. Can I get an amen? You screaming and hollering at the other parent talking about, it's hard on me being a single parent. The other parent like, how the fuck you a single parent and my child is always at somebody else's house, always with somebody else? If my child is barely with you, how are you screaming? You a single parent. You got a whole team of people. You got a village. Huh? Exactly. We're going to get into that too. We're going to get into that. And as soon as something happens to your child, right? And your child says, well, you've been dropping me off at where I've been spending the night at, where you've been kind of ignoring me and pushing me off to. They've been touching me, Mom. They've been touching me, Dad. But you don't want to ruin your connection. You don't want to ruin, you know what I'm saying, the ability to drop off your kid. So you start questioning your kid and saying, are you sure? Can you imagine that? Are you sure that happened? You might have been mistaken. Maybe you were sleeping and you dreamed it. How many people been abused and told their parents and the parents played it off or tried to orchestrate this narrative of that the child didn't know really what was going on and the parents being so scared, you know what I'm saying, pussyfooting around the real topic and instead of saying, what did you do to my child? But see, here's the thought process. You let them do it and you allowed them to do it and you fostered the environment for them to do it in. God damn. Huh? How many parents let everybody come in their house? It's something going on every weekend. Woo! It's something going on every weekend. Yep, I got friends. Your children in the back room sleeping and you in the front smoking. I'm about to say smoking crack. Hell, somebody might be smoking crack. Who is smoking crack? But you in the front, you know what I'm saying, dominoes and spades and drinking and smoking weed and whatever you're doing in the front, right? And you got these strangers just going throughout your house or whatever case may be. How many of those strangers get to your kid's room? Yeah, we talking real today. How many of those strangers go into your kid's room? Talking about don't tell your mom, don't tell your dad. I see people coming up in here. I need you to listen. How many strangers, when you having parties and these functions at your house, while your kids is there, right? You trying to be Miss Socialite, Mr. Popularity. You have these people come to your house. You tell them, hey, bring a bottle, BYOB. They pull up. You partying, right? You doing whatever you doing in the front. Music on, like you got the music blasting, can't really hear nothing. Y'all yelling and screaming in the front, your kids in the back. Somebody, hey, where your bathroom at? Your teenage daughter, your teenage son, back there sleeping. Your toddler, back there sleeping. Trying to sleep. And you got somebody you don't even know in your house, just got out of jail, who like little boys, go in there and do something with your son. Go in there and do something with your little girl. See, this is the issue. What people don't understand is that when you have a child, okay, it is the mom and dad's responsibility. It's not just the mom's responsibility. It's not just the dad's responsibility. If you have so much ill will, discontentment, and hatred for the other person, don't have the baby. Don't do it. If you have to get online, go to your community, to the church, if you have to go and talk down on the person you had a baby with, especially if you do it around me, I'm going to call you a dumb motherfucker. You dumb. You're dumb, you're stupid, you're ignorant, you're retarded. You done had this baby. 45, I see you. You done had this kid under a false pretense. Some people having babies to keep people in their life, to have an attachment to people, to think that they having this baby, it's going to level up, level them up. It's going to put them in a position. A lot of Britney renters around here, right? But here's the thought process. If a person don't want to be with you, it don't matter if you have a baby or not. They just not going to want to be with you. It don't matter if you have a child or not. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. And this is why I said kids need both parents, because somebody needs to be smart enough to remember to tell that son or daughter, it doesn't matter if you have a child or not. If they don't want to be with you, if they don't want to treat you right, if they don't want to respect you, it don't matter if a child's there or not. It don't matter. You're exactly right. Reggie says a lot of reality TV show parenting going on nowadays. You're exactly right. And that's the issue. People think what they see on TV works in real life. And I'm going to be honest with you. There are not enough TV shows that promote that Bill Cosby, Claire Huxtable relationship, especially in a black community or whatever case be. And I did a couple videos. You guys go check it out or whatever on today's society in reference to men and women and how men promote this gang life, how they can't even say a complete sentences, that it's full with jargon, it's full with the N-word, it's like a whole bunch of stuff, and it's like, what did you just say? Like, hold on, what did you just say? And it's like everybody's promoting all of this money that they have and all of this fame and fortune. Like, nobody has a real name. There's no goddamn Josh's. It's Glock 36,000. Red 3842. Like, where y'all get these names? Who raised you? Like, seriously, who raised you? And I just been like, man. And then you see these women or whatever case be, they promote. It's like, okay, the more or the less clothes that I wear, the more sexier I become. And whereas as a man, I appreciate a woman that has a nice body that's keeping herself up. But the thought process is sometimes you need to leave something to the imagination. And that's why you have these people. And you got to understand, people are high. They on other types of drugs. They're drinking. They're violent. Half of them criminals. You think that people, when they see a half-naked woman, they're not going to respond to that. You think that at 12 a.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning, that these people are not going to respond to that. It's, to me, it's like sometimes I see people put themselves in harm's way. I'm going to a house party. Yep. And it's going to be 3 females and 20 guys. And I'm just trying to have fun. I'm trying to smoke some weed. We outside. We getting lit. Yeah, pass me whatever you drink. And I don't know what it is. Matter of fact, hold on. I'm going to sit my drink down and I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Y'all see a problem with that? Y'all see a problem with that? Y'all see a problem with that? That's why you need both parents. That way you ain't got to remember everything. You ain't got to do everything. You ain't got to be the one dropping the goddamn kids off at daycare all the time. Dropping them at school all the time. Helping with homework all the time. See, the thing about it is your ego won't allow you to admit that you're wrong. God damn. Your ego won't allow you to get the support of the other parent. You got the other parent. Oh, I'm gonna put you on supervised visitation. Yeah, that's it. So they never did anything wrong to the child, and you want them to be on supervised visitation because you want to do what exactly? Let me break something down for you guys. The more that you keep the other parent away, the more you weaken the child's support. Some people say, well, you know, as long as I have father figures, I don't need the father. As long as I have father figures around my child, I don't need the biological father. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why that's wrong. What you're doing is you're showing your child that you don't have good judgment. That you're willing to carry a child for 9 months with or by someone or for someone that you don't love, you don't respect, you don't support, you don't admire, you don't encourage. You have no real relationship, but I'm willing to bring a child into this world into a toxic ass situation. But why are you getting child support then? If you selfishly had a child and you didn't like the other person, you felt like you didn't need the other person, well, just call it what it is. If I was a judge, and I hope a judge is motherfucking listening. I hope a judge is listening. If I was a judge and you came up in there talking about how much you don't like the other person, how much you can't stand the other person, et cetera, blah, 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 I would say do it by your motherfucking self. Do it by yourself. Why are we even here? If you're not willing to say, well, I'm going to do everything that I can to put this father or put this mother on some type of restriction from their child. Do it by yourself. What is it? Well, hold on. I need something to bang. Order in the court. Do it by yourself. They wouldn't like me if I was a judge. Do it by yourself. Why have the kid if you want to put the father or the mother on all these goddamn restrictions? You only can see the child on every third Thursday for 30 minutes. Well, how the fuck is it? How is that? See, here's the thing. Let me tell you why people do shit like that. One, they vindictive and they bitter as fuck. But here's the thing. The court system allows shit like that. The court system allows shit like that. They allow you as a black father or a black mother to say, well, you only can see your child on once a month for 30 minutes. What? Hold on. Try to, how motherfuckers start counting on their hands. Let me count on my hands real quick. How is that you being in the child's life? Can you imagine a total stranger dictating to you how often you can see your child? I couldn't be a judge. I could not be a judge. I'm telling you right now, if the custodial parent came into my fucking courtroom talking about he or she can only see their child once a month for 30 minutes, I would be like, who the fuck you talking to? I'd be like, do you realize that is not enough time to do anything? Do you realize that's not enough time for that mother to be a mother, that father to be a father, that parent to be a parent, that role model to be a role model? Get him, Mario. That goddamn leader to be a leader, that provider to be a provider. Come on now. You more worried about child support than you worried about the other parent being in that kid's life. I'm about to piss. Oh, Lord. You're more worried about child support than the other parent being in that kid's life. See, here's the thought process, because I said it earlier. Motherfuckers out here getting goddamn child tax credit, filing taxes, and they getting food stamps. And the child stays in fucking daycare, and they're still not happy with the other parent. God, drink some water. Shit is getting too hot. Drink some water. Drink some water. Huh? Drink some water. Child tax credit, filing taxes, and food stamps on top of child support. Girl, you living your best life. Huh? That custodial parent living their best life. Can you imagine knowing all of those facts? Child support, child tax credit, filing taxes and food stamps, and your child stays in daycare. And when the child ain't at daycare, they're at the grandparents' house, the best friend house, somebody from the church house. You living your best life. God damn. Is that new hair? Are those new eyelashes? Are those new rims? Are those new teeth? Girl, did you just get a new butt? Is that new breast? I'm just saying. You living your best life. I'm trying to figure out why you calling the other parent a deadbeat. You living your best life. You living your best life. That's why when I be reading shit online, sometimes it be like, so let me get this straight. You getting all of this money from the state. You got all of this support and you still upset with the other parent. So here's the thing. You mad because you ain't getting the vagina no more. Oh shit. You want an apple? Take an apple. Take an apple. You ain't the same when you don't eat apple. You ain't the same. Take a bite. Take a bite. Take a bite. You mad because you ain't getting the penis no more. God damn. Take another bite. Take another bite. God damn, bro. Leave him alone. Fight back. Fight back. You mad because you ain't got that intimate connection. They don't ask you how you doing no more. Oh, shit. They ain't sucking on no toes no more. You ain't getting them nipples licked. Huh? You ain't getting them intimate kisses, them back rubs, right? You ain't getting the bath water ran for you. You ain't getting food cooked for you. Okay. That's why you mad. Because you getting all of this money from the state, so it ain't about the money, really. Huh? Because we tried to weaponize, child support just to be like, okay, I'm just gonna do something to embarrass you. And then if you don't pay your child support, then I'm gonna say you behind on child support. And then you as a mother or you as a dad, you just look bad. But the fact of the matter is, I'm just really mad because you ain't messing with me no more, boo. I'm saying. Huh? I'm mad because as the custodial parent, I am not a priority in your life. How dare you move on without me? So now I'm going to get everybody that you know and that's aware of you. I'm going to say that you are a bad mom, you are a bad dad, you are a bad parent, and the thought process is really you don't do anything wrong to your child. I just don't like the way things worked out. I did everything I could. I had this baby for you. I carried your baby for 9 months. You should be more respectful to me. Right? Even though I'm toxic, even though I'm a narcissist, even though I have a bad attitude, even though I'm emotionally damaged, even though I got a lot of baggage, I got bad credit, I'm really not a go-getter, I'm not a hustler. I really just want to, feed off of you and really just live, be just make you take care of me. But besides all that, I had this baby. Yes, I willingly brought this baby into a toxic situation. I know I did it. But I will never admit that. Okay, cool. We got some situations going on, ladies and gentlemen. Huh? We got some situations going on. Some of y'all up in the child support court, not because you can't work shit out. It's because the other person won't allow you to work shit out. God damn, not another one, Mario. Where these facts coming from, Mario? They won't allow you to work it out. Huh? I knew a lady one time said, my man a deadbeat. Wait a minute. Hold on. How your man a deadbeat and the baby is still in your stomach? Take an apple. Bite the apple. This lady was saying the damn dad was a damn deadbeat and the baby is still in her stomach. I was like, what is he not doing? Making you some oodles and noodles? Like, what is he not doing to make him a deadbeat? I said, this shit has gone too far. This shit has gone too far. For real. Jesus Christ. Archangel says, stop blaming the system and the other parent. It's the fucked up people using their own addiction to ego and justice. You're right. You know what's so crazy about the situation is people really feel like blaming the other person makes them look good. They triumph for some type of way. Like they I'm raising my kid. You ever see those parents be like, I'm raising my kid? And this goes for men and women. This is not just a woman's thing. This is men. Some of these men do the same shit. Like, I'm raising my kid. Look at what I'm doing for my kid. And my thought process is, you know, I'm happy that you're able to provide for your child. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy that you're excited about providing for your child. But at the end of the day, you got to look at some things, right? That's your responsibility. Everything that was my issue with that Charleston White guy, right? Like he says a lot of things for shock value, right? You know, I'm going against the gangs and it's the way that you do it, but you don't have to be totally disrespectful. But my thought process is you're driving your children to school, right? And you're promoting, I'm now waking up and I'm waking my kids up and I'm driving them to school. Well, you wasn't waking them up and driving them to school when you was in jail. So now that you have the opportunity to do it, good for you. But there were parents out there were men out there waking their children up, putting their kids to sleep, fixing meals for their kids, helping them with their homework. Way before, while you were in jail, these men were still role models, providers, and protectors. I'm glad you got your shit together, but you don't forget when someone says, I have a 785 credit score. Hold on. There was someone who had a 785 credit score before you got the 785 credit score. Can you imagine me getting a 785 credit score and then telling y'all, I got a 785 credit score. Y'all need to do better. But before I got the 785 credit score, there were other people who had the 785 credit score that never boasted about it. They just handled their business and they got themselves in a position where they could have the score. So if you are in a position to be a father, then be a father. But remember, while you were positioning yourself to be a father, there are other fathers out here. Charleston White, you are a fucking clown. I hate when people speak and act like they have all of this knowledge, but common sense escapes them. Common sense goes over their head. If you want to address gang violence and you want to address fathers not being in the home, then do that. But the thought process is you're making yourself a target. And really, if you listen long enough, it's like, well, I say anything for value, shock value, say. And my thought process is what, like this. You being able to wake up your children and drive them to school, you're going to cut that short because you're seeking attention the wrong way. Now, I don't know what gangs y'all know. I know a couple Bloods, I know a couple Crips, some Vice Lords, some GDs, some Latin Kings, some MS-13. I know a couple people who do a couple things. That's all I'm saying. Now, through the knowledge that I know about these certain organizations, they would have no problem dealing with a Charleston White. So you would rather put your children at risk so you can get online fame and attention. You would rather put your family at risk so you can say something about some gang members that don't know you, don't care about you, but you want to be seen. You want to be heard. It's more about saying something that's shocking and disrespectful than actually putting in the work to change the narrative. I'm going to eat my apple. People not applauding you because you're real. They're applauding you because you're saying stupid shit. Oh my God, he's standing up to the gangs. No, he's not. No, he's not. Let me tell you something. Let me use this analogy. If the gangs, let's say the gangs was a fire, right? If the gangs was a fire and the fire was getting out of control, right? Better yet, a forest fire. If the gangs represented a forest fire, you know, a forest fire is a wildfire can go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's out of control, right? So the gangs are a forest fire. Charleston White is gasoline. And what he's going to do is he's going to throw gasoline in your neighborhood, on that child, on that man, on that woman, because he is not thinking about his actions. I'm going to say something about the Bloods. I'm going to say something about the Crips. I don't give a shit. And I don't give a da. You don't care about your life. So in return, they're not going to care about your life and your family's life. So you're willing to jeopardize your family's life so you can get 5 minutes of fame. And you're telling me that's the man shit to do. That's the grown-up shit to do. 400 people in your chat, 600 people in your chat, so that way they can scream and holler, you a real one. A real one of what? I think Hassan Campbell does a great job at saying anything and not standing on anything. Charleston White does a great job at saying anything and not standing on anything, because the thought process is, if I want to say things for shock value, then I'll just start dogging women out. If I want to say things for shock value, I'm going to start dogging men out or dogging the gay community or the straight community. I'll just say anything. Well, how does that make me a man? How does that make me a man? An irresponsible man, a negative man, a self-hating man, a toxic man, a narcissistic man. Yeah. Anytime someone says I say things for shock value, automatically, I give you the middle finger. Automatically. You talk about men being men, but you're saying anything to get somebody's attention. You're saying anything to get somebody's attention. Well, I have a message myself. And it's not about damaging people's reputation. It's not about calling people this and that and this and that. What it is, it's about empowering people. And the thought process is, it's interesting what people find empowering. You know what I'm saying? Saying things for shock value normally doesn't equal empowerment. It equals entertainment. That's what it equals. It equals entertainment. Now, if you want to be entertained, cool. Then be entertained. But the thought process is, why put in all of this work and this time and this effort to have these conversations and to come live and it really not change anything? What you're doing is not going to change gang life behavior. It's not going to change mothers and fathers in regards to how they deal with each other. You're doing things to make a buck by saying the most outrageous and outlandish things. I'm doing this to make sure that people understand there's another way of looking at things. There's a bigger picture. Mothers need to stop hating fathers. Fathers need to stop hating mothers. Men need to stop hating women and vice versa. There's a tough conversation that needs to be had. And on a daily basis, I see content creator after content creator after content creator fail to have conversations that matter. Daily basis. From the biggest content creators to the small content creators. Saying anything for shock value. Saying anything so somebody can say, oh wow, let me go over here and get the mess, drama, gossip, and tea. But you a grown ass man talking about other men. Well, how can the Bloods and Crips be bad, but what you doing be good? Charleston White, Hassan Campbell. How can the Bloods and Crips be bad, but what you doing for shock value, saying things about all types of shit, right? How can what you do outweigh what the Bloods and Crips do? If they're killing people physically, you're killing people mentally. Y'all catch that? Did y'all get that? If the gangs are killing people physically, then Charleston White and Hassan Campbell are killing people mentally. There's a lot of women that say, I don't need a man to raise a child. Well, the thought process is, don't have a child. If you don't want the other parent to be in a child's life, don't have the child. I couldn't be no judge. I'm be honest with y'all. If you don't want the other parent to be in that child's life, don't have the child. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll probably be the type of judge, if you came before me and said, well, they can't see the child, or I'm gonna put them on restrictions from the child, I'll probably throw your ass in jail. Contempt of court. Order. Bailiff. Throw your ass in jail. It's a lot of goddamn, I'm telling you, I'm about to piss somebody off. It's a lot of motherfuckers balling off of child support money. Child ain't got the hair done, ain't got the haircut, ain't got no new shoes on, no new clothes, bedroom look like shit, really ain't got nothing to really say it's a real bedroom. It's like a mat with some boxes on it or some shit. But the fact of the matter is, you got a king size bed. Ballin'. Huh? You got your hair done every motherfucking week. You got your haircut done every goddamn week. You about to go on another cruise. Ballin'. Huh? You getting your surgery done? What you girl? Shit. Huh? I'm about to go gamble this weekend. Some of you motherfucking custodial parents are the worst. Oh shit. Some of you motherfuckers are the worst. I said something. I at least said something. Huh? I guarantee a lot of these custodial parents who be screaming about the other parent and how bad they is, you know what they won't do? Let me tell you what they won't do. They won't give the goddamn rights to the other parent. Hey, go stay with your mama, go stay with your daddy. Because of this. Ain't got nothing to do with love. Because of this right here. Because of this right here. Because of this right here. Especially the ones getting a good amount of child support, getting a good amount of child tax credit, getting a good amount of filing taxes, getting a good amount of food stamps, getting a good amount of daycare. Ballin'. Y'all didn't know kids is a business? Huh? Y'all didn't know having kids is a business? There are professional women that have children, and it's a business. There are people who study the game. Just like you study the game tapes when you play football and basketball and shit. You study the game. Okay, I can use the child support system here. I can use their job here. I can use the community here. I can use my parents here. I can use my best friend here. Huh? I can use social media here. Ballin'. I see it all the time. I see it all the time. Some of y'all will listen to a woman scream and holler about deadbeats. Some of y'all will listen to a man scream and holler about these deadbeat women and these modern women and listen to them for hours and never promote a solution. Never tell the people that's involved in that situation, you both need to go get some goddamn help. You need to sit down with someone who's going to tell you the truth and stop lying to you. That's going to see through your bullshit. I used to say, You know, I recommend couples therapy to couples. But then, now being a life coach, I understand that people, they like to hear the story they tell. You ever had somebody good at telling their story, their side of the story? So good, in fact, that they got it down pat to the point where it only looks like the other person is wrong. It only looks like the other person is to blame. So you, as the third party, the neutral party, you're saying, oh wow, that person sounds, the other person, right? The other person sounds very toxic. The other person sounds very narcissistic. The other person sounds like a bad person. So the person that's telling the story, in their mind, it's like, yes, I got him. I tricked him. Yes, 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 it worked. Some people are good. They have become professional liars. Eesh. Oh shit. They become professional liars. They're good at what they do. So good, in fact, that whoever they talk to, within 5 minutes, they probably can trick them to believe, because you say trigger words. You say trigger words. Come on, let's be real. You got people that come into your life, whether they're friends or coworkers or other family members or whatever case may be, and they say trigger words that get you riled up. Come on now. How many people have ran to the aid of someone because they gave you a trigger word? People give you trigger words. And see, here's the most narcissistic people out there. They know what trigger words to use. They know what will pull the average person's heartstrings. That's why I'm very cautious about jumping into a situation. I want to know the details. I want to find out what is really going on. You telling me a story, that's great. But there are two more sides to the story. There's the other person's side and there's the truth. And a lot of time, the truth has nothing to do with the story that's being told. I've learned that. I've learned that. This conversation is about parents working with each other, parents being on the same team, parents promoting the same team. You can talk to someone or to the other parent without disrespecting them, without degrading them, without bashing their character, without ignoring them. You can do all those things. And if you're not doing those things, I'm telling you right now, you are the deadbeat. You are counterproductive. You are counterproductive to the growth and the development of your child by doing that. When you negate the duties and responsibilities of the other parent because you're mad because you can't be in a relationship with the other parent, you're a deadbeat. So, plain and simple. Parents without the system. I tell young people all the time, listen, I know, everybody wants to party and everybody wants to, have a good time and live their best life, but don't be mindful of who you have children with. Because their idea of raising children may be smoking weed with their child, maybe drinking with their child, maybe having sex in front of their child, maybe introducing their child to people that will harm them. Be mindful of who you're having a child with, because the other person could be someone that's going to be detrimental to your child's life, emotionally, physically, mentally, financially, spiritually. You have to look at these things. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys for being here. I'm hoping that you get something out of this video today. I'm hoping that if you're new here, that you definitely like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications. But I'm hoping that you give me some feedback, because I would love to hear your thoughts about this situation. Okay? For the women that say, I don't need men to raise my child, etc., 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 I don't think you need men. I think you need the man that you laid down with. For men that think, well, I don't need the mother in their life. You do. You do. Some of you guys are letting disagreements cause discord to the fact that you feel like your ego is more important than a child being with the other parent. And that's really what it boils down to. If you listen to someone long enough and you sit back and you watch their mannerisms, you listen to the tone of their voice, you watch what they try to point out, you know what I'm saying? It's a clear case of you bitter and you jealous because they're not with you. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Mario J. This is Tough Love. Until next time, do better. Peace.